Welcome to savemake.com. Action start. Yesterday, I got contacted by an individual who said, how can I make another $250 per week? And that was the open question. And I scratched my head, and there were a lot of comments like easy things. When I say easy things, the quote were easy, like sell your blood, give a kidney, kind of things, that are not very realistic. So I spoke with my wife. I'm sure you remember the Peter Falk series when he was doing those police investigation. I spoke with my wife, and my wife is always a good advice. So I asked her the question. I said, here is the question that I am getting. And with we have a rental apartment business, and part of the screening to make sure that the tenants are able to pay, we get their last paycheck and a couple of last bank statement, and my wife is amazed by the wasted money. So that's going to be the topic of today. Kill the waste. But to kill the waste, you need to change the routine. And we have been saying that over and over, speaking about the tag concept. We will come back. So I have a quote here from Albert Einstein. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. What does it mean? Is that your brain is leading you one way, and that way is very, very strong. So I'm going to tell you a second story. I remember when I was living with my parents, we had spending patterns. And for me to start to live with the woman who is my life, and the only woman with whom I have lived, so it was a radical change for the better, and we have been forever since. We are a sweetheart college, a college sweetheart, so we met there and we have been together ever since. I remember that there are things that I was used to do in my family, and then suddenly I meet another family, this woman, and I had to reflect on the way they were living. And money was one topic, although our families were not too much apart. But I still remember some questions. So my dad, middle class, not a lot of money, but he liked a little bit the luxury life. And so I was used with little money to see a lot of expensive spending in the family. And it had to be like that because my dad had influenced me for a long time. So for me, it became very, very interesting to see another family, my future and then wife, being slightly different than us. And I had to reflect on that. So that's what I would like to suggest to you. To kill the waste and to change the routine, actually, as Einstein said, you need somewhere a different brain. That means that alone, unless you are very, very driven, it's going to be very difficult. And if you have been living with your spouse or a significant other for a while, it's going to be difficult because very likely the two of you will have connected and then merged and joined almost to the hip in your new routine. You may get some comments, so the feedback is interesting. But perhaps the thing that I recommend is that think about the people in your environment. Who do you admire? Would you like to be a little bit more like them? And I'm not speaking about envy, keeping up with the Jones, but people that you say, well, it seems that really they get it. They may not have a higher income than we do. They seem to have as much fun as we do, but they are doing better. and they have savings. And you remember some of the graph that we have presented, It's all about your equity going up, getting out of debt, getting in the neutral area, and then creating equity, which is going to work for you. So, I think that there is no point about being to try to hide whatever. Somebody that you feel comfortable, what I would call the good friend, go speak with him, go speak with her, and perhaps you present your financial as we do with our tenants. You present the financials, bank statement, credit card, and you say, no judgment here, I'm just looking for help. What would you do different knowing that you know me? So I cannot change radically, but I can change a little bit. Where would I start? And you remember that we always say that one thing. So it's not about coming with a laundry list of things to do. And perhaps that friend can put together a list, but you need to ask to have a rank list, and you need to start at the top of the list, being helped with that triage metric. So you see, it's always the same tools, I'm not reinventing. And then you start at the top of the list, the low-hanging fruits, easy, big stake, and you get there. And that's completely aligned with the tag being teachable, ambitious, so you have the will, and then you have the give because you are playing on the things that are easier for you. Again, a good tip which is coming from our own experience by being exposed to a lot of financial of people in our environment. As always, if you have any questions, and by the way, I am more than happy to help you, please ask them through the comment section below the video. And thank you very much and very good luck.